Hi, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. Glad to be back with you. Today we're going to be canning some soups again. Different ones this time. I'm going to do one of my very favorites and my granddaughter's and my neighbor's. I'm going to do chicken corn chowder. And the second soup will be just the base for chicken noodle soup. Of course, we won't add the noodles. You will add those when it is time to have your soup. They'll cook in just a few minutes. So first, as you know, I like to put my lids in hot water. It softens them up. It's how we used to have to do it. Now they say you don't have to, but I do have to. So I'm not sure how many soups I'm going to make today, so I'm going to put, I've got 12 in there now. Let's put 16. And I'm going to go put that on the wood stove, off center a little bit. Doesn't have to boil for sure, but just so that it stays hot. I'll be right back. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I used the stock from Costco chicken and from my son's turkey this year, and I boiled that with onion powder and garlic powder for about a day and a half, maybe 2 actually. Just kept it on the wood stove. And now we have all these parts here. So there's meat, and there's bones that are now much softer. And I don't want the meat for my soup. I've already got some. This I'll feed to my cats and dogs. I skimmed off the fat just a little while ago. And I put the little bits of chicken fat that were from the boneless, skinless chicken breast that I'm using. Wow, that's a nice big piece of chicken. And I mix that in with that and put that on the stove, just in a tin can that I'd opened. Actually 2 of them, so that I can cook up that fat for the chicken. I try to keep as much of the fat out as possible, but I want this delicious broth. And my dogs want this delicious chicken. So I'll tell you a funny thing. I always, try to get out all the bones and everything. But for some reason, almost always when I'm making my homemade soup, because we just don't eat canned soups. There's too many artificial flavors and they're just not that good. Sodium is too high. My son Jason, if there's a bone to be found anywhere at all in this, he will find it. You can see I have a lot of treat here for the dogs. The bones, of course, are rich in calcium. It's good for the bones. And of course, I have a beautiful gelatin here. And I think that's it. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to move my broth over in a little while. So the next thing I want to show you, if I don't know if you've watched my videos before, I got 2 boxes. I use the big flats that I can get from Costco. I'll show you actually what they look like. Like this. And that's where I store my jars after I wash them upside down. That keeps them pretty clean, but of course not clean enough to can with. I run my jars through the dishwasher so they're all nice and beautifully clean, sterilized. And we're going to begin putting together this soup right now. It is going to be so easy. So what I'm going to do is I'll get a couple measuring things because I forgot them. Okay, I'm ready. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some more water to my canner here. I'll turn that on. Turn it on high, begin warming it up. And I can see, hang on. Okay, I'm going to show you really easily how to do this. So, I've got a 1/2 cup measure, and I'm going to start with in my jars. This is for the corn chowder. Need my funnel. And I'm just going to add a 1/2 cup to each jar. And this looks like this would be the perfect amount for this one. I'll add it in. The nice thing when you're doing this is you can adjust whatever you like in yours. Move that. The next thing that I want to add to each of these is about a 1/2 cup of chicken. Now it did take some time, of course, to get this all prepped, and I didn't show you my chopping because I'm sure you know how to chop things already. So these are just nice cubes. That one had something extra. Not quite cute, but that's okay. Once you have everything prepped, making soup is easy. So next, I love onions, so they're getting about a 1/2 cup of onions. That was a little shy. And I think next we'll go with about a 1/2 cup of carrots. And I'm going to top it with about a 1/2 cup of celery. Super easy. When you make your own soups, you know what you've got. It's great. that's it for the main ingredients. My wash rag. And now let's get some of the spices going here. Okay, to each one of these, because I think garlic's really good for you. It looks like I need to get some more. I'm going to add just 1/8 teaspoon of garlic. I'll probably heap it up for each one. Sorry that took a little longer because it was not as full as it should have been. For the pepper, we enjoy pepper, so I'm going to do not a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper. I'll have some dill seed, and I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of dill seed. Not dill seed, dill weed. Sorry. That gives a nice fresh flavor. I almost forgot. I'm going to do the same amount of parsley flakes. You just would be surprised how much flavor these things add. And the last thing I'm going to do is 1/2 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. You can use any good unrefined salt that you'd like. There we go. And salt is not an enemy. It is probably a little shy of 1/2 teaspoon. It is filled with minerals. Problem gets when we do anything to excess. There we go. Now I'll get the lids on these. I'll be right back. Okay, the final thing that we're going to add is this beautiful chicken turkey bone broth. Just add that in here. Looks like it might take 3 ladles. I'm going to show you how far I like to add mine. Right to this bottom of this rim right here. And look at this, how pretty. You can see each layer, the corn, chicken, onions, carrots, and the celery. Let's do another one. Forgot a better knife. I'll be right back. Then you take your butter knife, you go down along the edges. This is packed loosely enough that it doesn't go down much. You just don't want any air holes. I can add just a little bit more. Now, because I'm not going to have you watch me do all of these, the next step is I get a napkin and my vinegar, and I put some on my napkin, of course. And I wipe off the edge. Okay, the final thing is, when I got my hot lids, I put them on. I'm going to screw this on, not real tight. If you do it too tight, that makes them buckle. These will go in. And I'll just continue on that. They will process for 90 minutes. Now, if you make this and you decide you want to do pints, maybe there's just one of you there, it's 75 minutes. Now, when this is all done, what I will do is, when I want to have a bowl of chowder, is I will open up a can of condensed milk. You could add regular milk. If you wanted, you could add cashew cream. That's really delicious. And when I do that, it's just take raw cashews, you don't want the roasted ones, and rinse them. Yeah, they're always important to rinse. And then I put them in my Vitamix. I was going to show you. I put them in my Vitamix, and maybe I would add a 1/4 cup of them. And then I would add a 1.5 cups or so of water and blend that up till it's completely smooth. It is delicious. Adds a little taste of sweet. Now, if you don't want to make this with chicken, say that you want a more vegetarian one, you could do it with tofu. That would taste good. And just chunks, just like I did there. You could do garbanzo beans in it. It would process for the same time. 1/2 cup of garbanzo beans. That would be really good. Actually, I would do a little less than 1/2 cup because they will swell up. Well, maybe a 1/4 cup. Soak them first, and that'll give you a better idea. By soak them, I mean, before you go to bed, put some in a little bowl of water. You could also use soy curls. That's another nice product. And then you could make this with just a chicken pot style seasoning. And they have lots of those online, and they have lots of those in stores, if that's how you want to, and that would work out beautifully too. Well, I hope you tried this recipe. If you do, let me know. And it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I want to pray blessings on you and on your household in the day and in the night. Whatever you do, keep dreaming. Good night. I've got work to do.